Highland. You see a stout man suited in well-worn armor, his face framed with silvery stubble, and his fleshy nose is red and pockmarked. He radiates perfect calm. As you approach, he bows respectfully and with dignity. Highland, your grace, captain of the guard. A dwarf girl salutes you awkwardly. Delilah, assistant to the captain. Happy to serve, your grace. I don't remember hiring a captain of the guard, or any guards for that matter. I came here from Restov with a dozen of my best guards. By the order of Lady Jamandi Eldore, your grace, I hired the rest from among the locals. Don't worry, your grace. We're the best. We're now the best subjects of the barony. We've sworn to serve you faithfully and loyally. Count on us. Besides, our salaries from your chests. Captain looks at the female guard, raising a brow, and sighs and looks at you. Of course. Every one of us is ready to die protecting your grace. There's still some work to be done when it comes to discipline. You know, that dwarven author, Baldric Zabras, Garlic Tundris, the name escapes me. My boneheads used to read his books about guard's duty right on guard duty. I'll have to teach him a lesson or two. I like to know something about those who serve me. Of course, your grace. I've been serving a god all my life. I started as a snot-nosed runt in the night watch. Restov is famous for its fencing schools. Young people from all the river kingdoms come to study there. It seems every other person has a sword, and every third thinks he knows how to use it better than all the rest. A misspoken word or a drunken fight can quickly lead to stabbing rampage. That's why there were so many guards in the city. They don't accept just anyone. Lady Jamandi took a note of my achievements and walked me for advancement. That's why I'm here. As for Delilah, I found her on the street about a decade ago. I remember vividly a tiny dwarf girl sitting on the temple steps, dirty face, barefoot, feeding a piece of bread to a stray cat. I saw her and my heart missed a beat. Captain looks away. Where she's from, who left her alone, and why? Only a rascal knows. As she grew, I tried to send her to learn craft, but who could talk sense into a dwarf? She wanted to be a guard, and that's that. So now I'm teaching her myself. Luckily, she has her head on her shoulders and a fair bit of strength. Highland, do the guards have everything they need? There are sufficient munitions and supplies, your grace. The salary's fair. We've got enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Of course, the town is growing and it'd be nice to expand the ranks, but we can manage that ourselves. Have to go. Have a quiet shift. And I believe Jod is here with Tristan. Or at least he would be if he isn't in your chambers, I guess. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be out here with Tristan. Guess I'm mistaken about that. Ah, yes, the good old tavern. Alina. Behind the inn's bar stands a young woman with curly red hairs, a round face, and rosy cheeks. She gives you a friendly smile, fixing her cap. It's nice of you to stop by, your grace. I'm Alina, the innkeeper. Tell me about yourself. I'd be happy to, your grace. I love to talk, especially about myself. Where are you from? What land? Which family? I hail from the River Kingdoms, Artum to be precise. I'm from a farming family, just like about everyone from around here. There's more fertile land and pastures from there than anywhere in the River Kingdoms, except maybe the Seven Narshes. The folks who grow crops and tend cattle are well respected there, but at the same time they live in constant danger. There are too many bad people, too lazy to work all day, but don't mind taking other people's things. Why did you decide to become an innkeeper? I was bored. Please don't get me wrong. I was fine at my father's farm. Sorry, words are there, but my brain just ain't properly reading them. I was fine at my father's farm, and I got nothing but respect for farmers' work. But our back country, you could go half a year without seeing one new face. No news, nothing happening. I've dreamed of working at an inn ever since I was a child. That's the kind of place where there's always lots of guests and stories. Where does the inn's name come from? Oh, don't ask. It's too funny. I keep thinking about what name to pick, choosing the right one, but to not one to waste time. I drew beer mug on the door, and I figured folks would just see it and come in. So the locals got used to calling the place the Beer Mug Inn. So the name stuck. Tell me about the River Kingdoms. A month wouldn't go long enough to tell it all, Your Grace. Each kingdom is such a special place in all its own. Elves live in one of them, another one half a country belongs to the Murderers Guild. Another half gives them the order. They say even the local. They say even get lo- They say they even get locals discount. There's just one thing that unites us all, like a strong thread that keeps the quilt together. It's the Six Rivers Freedoms. The Six Rivers Freedoms? Yes, the first freedom, say what you will, live free, doesn't mean you don't get beaten up for what you say, though. Second freedom, well, if you can't call it freedom, oath breakers die. Those who break oaths get killed just like that, so people prefer not making any oaths at all. Third freedom, walk any road, float any river. Once a ruler of Hybar decided to build a gate across the river and collect a fee from each passing boat. Well, there's no more Hybar. The fourth freedom is even worse than the second. Courts are for kings. Whatever king says goes. Well, as long as he doesn't say to build a gate across a river. Now for the fifth, slavery is an abomination. Nothing explained there. Runaway slaves from all over come to us for a reason. And the sixth, have what you hold. You have what you hold. It means theft is much worse crime than robbery. If you catch my drift, you could honestly beat a robber to keep what's yours, but the thief acts on quiet. Shame on him. That's just strap. So you're not supposed to steal from people, but you could totally rob them because at least they willingly give you your stuff. Thank you, Elena. Alina, let's discuss this another time. What do you got? Yeah, supplies to make food, obviously. I'm gonna steal all your alcohol. All your supplies belong to me now. Because I'm king. Well, not king. I'm the baron. We're gonna make me into a king because that's quite literally the definition of the title.
In due time.
And this is where Amiri hangs out, and Jathal as well. Here, you could buy your alcohol back. Thanks for the $200. Hello, Jathal. Can I steal your stuff? No, it's locked. Can I steal your books? Haha. Can I steal your stuff? I can. Can't stop me. Damn it. Damn it.
That is not far. Interesting.
Ooh, very nice indeed. An axe of dwarven make. Alright. Let's go sell all this junk that I just picked up. You can find previous cues from certain dialogues by scrolling up into the dialogue wheel. Yes, you can. Alright, I believe that's it for NPCs. Oh, I could also talk to Cassil. I totally forgot to talk to Cassil. I shall go talk to Cassil. Hey, Solf. Buy my magics and jewels. Then you buy my books. Is any one of these important? No. Jubilis Narthopol. He wrote a book.
As it should be.
Sounds... Here, you buy my armor. Alright. Still don't have enough for the bag of holding. Kind of debating on buying buying the thingy mabob from Cold Iron Longsword. Cold Iron +1 Longsword. Cool, let's go talk to Casil. Jihad, do you have anything new to say?
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
How are you enjoying your duties as the High Priest?
Everything is all well, Your Grace. I just keep forgetting what a mess it is in the stolen lands, and how troubled are the minds of its people. Sometimes I must listen to such nonsense from my visitors. Erastin, forgive them.
Thank you for the story.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
If I were to offer you a public position, what job would you like to do?
I believe I can manage to uphold the law. Being a warden would suit me well.
How'd you get to be exiled? I believe I have the right to know.
Fair enough. For a Garess, the prosperity of the house and the honor of the name stands above all else. And I was betrothed to a widow from another noble house. This union was of great importance to the family. However, 3 months before the wedding, I met a commoner girl, gentle and pure, and we fell in love. I would have rather died than leave my Tanya. So I decided to break off the engagement with my noble bride. I could never have expected what would follow. My father was furious. I'd set a pointless love affair above the interests of the house. He expelled me from the family and ordered to leave our lands under threat of death. And Tanya, her mother was seriously ill, and she stayed behind to care for her rather than follow me into exile. Thus, I was on my own, disgraced, without a name, and without love. Don't imagine that I ask for pity. Everyone gets what they deserve.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already asked that. I don't know why it was a new option. Because, like, you get the option to be like, love shouldn't be punished, or you're a dumbass, and yada yada. I'm pretty sure I already did that. Whatever. Still Eldori, elegantly dressed in formal clothes as always, welcomes you with a courteous half bow. Your Grace, I'd like to know more about you. Happy to serve, Your Grace. Oh god, that's not the voice I did for him, but whatever. Casil bows courteously. Tell me of your origins. I grew up alone in the streets of Restov. I know nothing of my parents. It's more likely that my mother just wanted to be rid of me. Probably left me somewhere in an alley just as a baby. And I don't feel like I have the right to blame her. I remember how I survived. My first memory is of sneaking into someone's backyard. I must have been 3 or 4, trying to steal food from a cat. Casil smiles sadly. Half-orc among the Brevoik Erstaki is a rare sight indeed. Lady Jamandi Eldori herself brought me into the family. She picked me up off the streets when I was about 14. I was fighting some Lord's Guardsmen. Their master had expressed his wish, in the most appropriate manner, to acquaint me with his female wolfhound, in the hopes of producing an offspring. Casil's lip turned slightly at the corner, stopping just short of us looking sinister. Another sign of emotion crosses his face. I was at what would politely be called a disadvantage when I saw the flashing beam of light reflecting off of his alone sword. What happened next was too fast for me to even follow. All 3 of my torturers fell to the ground, a single woman standing above them. She turned to the Lord and coldly asked him, "And what just is it what you're doing here? And what is you are doing here?" I think that should be just you are, and what? Oh my god, sorry. And just what is it you're doing in here? I think it should be you are doing in here, personally. Sorry, that was my brain just blah blah. Casil speaks almost reverently, genuine awe in his face. I never seen a Ristovic noble so afraid, but he was almost reverent. And this lord was a close companion to the mayor at that. At the time, I had no idea who this woman was, but I couldn't keep myself from rushing after her. Well, hobbling, really, pleading with her, "Teach me, please, teach me." What was like? What was it like for you living among humans? It isn't easy, Your Grace. I was born and raised in Restov. I don't know a single word of Orc. I devoted my entire life in providing myself a worthy to bear the name Eldori. But to most people, I'm still half Orc first and foremost. Anything else is secondary. It infuriated me when I was younger, but with age, I learned to accept my fate. To me, I am simply Casil, a sturdy urchin from Kristoff who became a student of the Sword Lord Jamandi Eldori. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you for discussing. Thank you. Let's discussing less personal, if it pleases your grace. I need to discuss politics and affairs of the baronry with you. How may I be of service, your grace? What's the situation between the Eldori and the House of Tova? Casil's face remains impassive, but his speech becomes slower and more deliberate. The Sertovas and the Eldori are different in nature and spirit. They are water and stone, a snake and an eagle. When the Shoral conqueror came to our lands, the Sertovas didn't even attempt to defend themselves. They gave up the crown in exchange for the position of power in court, along with the safety of their lands. The Eldori went to war and lost. I dare not even say valiantly lost. The damage inflicted on the Roslin's armies by the Red Dragons of Coral the Conqueror, well, it was a slaughter, a crushing defeat. Really noticeable frown darkens Casil's face. Even with 2 centuries of effort, the Eldori and Rosalind have yet to fully recover. For 2 centuries we fought for survival, while the Sertovas flourished and grown stronger at the side of the throne. Needless to say, now that King Nasleski King Nasleski Sertova and his sister Nadala rule over Brevoy. Our relationship hasn't improved. The Sertovas fear the Eldori, and the Eldori don't trust the Sertovas. That's the current situation between our houses. What do you tell me about the River Kingdoms? In times past, they were a little more than a nest of bandits. Frankly, that really hasn't changed. Casil frowns disapprovingly. Of all the kingdoms, Patax is probably the greatest interest. King Irvedi rose to power too quickly and easily. I would recommend your grace take great caution with him. I have questions on another topic. Of course, your grace. You must know of the history of. You must know much of the history of Brevoy and its neighboring lands. Casil's eyes lighten up. In Restov, I spent nearly as much time studying historical chronicles as I did training with the sword. What would you like to discuss, your grace? I'd like to hear about early history in Brevoy. That's a story written in blood, Eldori blood mostly. In the beginning, Brevoy was 2 independent lands. House Sertova reigned over Isaiah, and Eldori ruled Rosland. They were not peaceful neighbors. Isaiah's soil was too pure to sustain its population, and his people were too cruel and proud to simply stand by and watch as their neighbor prospered. I'd be willing to bet that Rostov's northern walls still hold a few marks left by Sertova's soldiers during their frequent raids from ages past. It was Coral Rugovia, later known as Coral the Conqueror, who put an end to all of that. He brought each realm to its knees. Only one side knelt willingly; the other ended up first paying a devastating toll. Tell me about the Sword Lords. I could speak days about the Sword Lords, but I'll try to condense things so not bore your grace. Our history goes back to ancient times when Rosland was ruled by the Baron Syria first. He was a notorious squabbler and duelist, but at the time he wasn't as skilled as he thought. After losing a fight against a local gang leader, Baron was the one who issued the challenge. He went into exile to hide his shame. But that was just the beginning. No one knew where Syrian wandered, but after a few years later he returned to Rosland, a changed man. He challenged the same gang leader to another duel and bested him, handily. The Baron then declared an open challenge to anyone who could defeat him would be rewarded handsomely. After that, not a month would pass without Syrian seeing another challenger. Renowned fighters and experienced warriors came and went, but not a single one, could best the Baron. In those years, Syrian took on his new name, Eldori. But many people preferred to call him simply the Sword Baron. The Baron was the first Sword Lord. The very same. His heirs inherited the secrets of his dueling style, along with the name Eldori. Ever since, the name has been passed down from master to student along with the title Sword Lord. The Eldori are simultaneously a family and an alliance. Sword Lords will usually teach their own children, but many of us were brought in from the outside of the family. Occasionally, you can even find a half-orc fosterling or two. Casil gives a slight bow. Let's change the subject. My pleasure, Your Grace. How do you like being general? Casil bows. I thank you for faith you place in me. I shall do my best to prove worthy of your trust. Thank you. I've learned what I needed. Okay, I believe that's the end of all the companions and their dialogues, I believe. I think you could ask, like, personal companions, like... I think Ragongar has some new dialogue, and Lindsay... No, not even Lindsay. I know Ragongar has new dialogue. He's like, "Oh, what's up? We're the best crew out here, aren't we?" Anyways, let's head on over to Oleg's trading post. Ask Bokken if he wants to be our herbalist, or not our herbalist, our alchemist. And that's Bald Hilltop. We'll go there later. I just want to go all the way to Oleg's. I shouldn't actually just go all the way. I should calculate this. I'm going to turn on Baronry view so I can see what stuff's mine and start claiming stuff for the Baronry. So we get extra stats. Because the higher our stats, the better. Yeah, okay, we already have the crew.
I heard that in a faraway tribe, people entertain themselves by throwing huge logs. Whoever throws it the farthest is the strongest.
The old log toss.
What weaklings. The mammoth lords lift mammoths. I used to lift 2 at once.
Sure you did. Nice. I'm not really in combat mode, though. I'm more of in kingdom stuff, but the extra bonus is decent. Hey, Bokken, your old pal here. God sent us mortals as dogs to be trained, but we still could surprise them. Salim Gadafar. Also, I believe I could try to have them pick that lock from that chest upstairs. Bokken smiles at you. Oh, it's you. Want to buy anything? Bokken, how would you like to become my court alchemist? Old man peers at you with an inquisitory squint. A court alchemist? Me? That'd be a first. Bokken finally sighs and waves his hand. Gah, fine, come what may. You've been kind to me. Killed those damn spiders and brought an old man some berries. I'll work for you. Just one thing, though. I need a new laboratory, somewhere to keep my bottles' ingredients. A workshop, yes. That's for me. Don't you worry. I'll do my part. So yeah, when you get an artisan, you have to build them a shop so that they actually could do their work. Pick that lock.
I've broken a nail!
No!
Anything else?
What did you roll? You have like the best. Are you serious? You rolled a 4. You missed by 1 point. You literally missed by 1 point. How dare you? Why is it Octavia has like the best like bonus, but the most god awful luck? She always rolls garbage. She literally has skill focused trickery. She's supposed to pick locks. That's what she's supposed to do. Also, where'd your sword go, Amiri? I don't need to deposit this stuff. Why am I medium weight? It's probably all these potions. Most definitely all these potions. Can I just deposit some? Deposit 10. 15. Oh, that didn't even do much. Only half a pound. But it's so heavy. Is it these? No. Oh. Probably this dagger. Camping supplies. Pretty sure they're 10 pounds each, right? Something like that. Probably all these accumulative. Which is why I wanted to buy that bag of holding. Oh well. We'll get it soon. We're like literally 1,000 gold off from it. Maybe if I sold the cold iron dagger, I could get it. But I don't want to do that. Also, I should have went up to that freaking moist boy basin.
I need to catch my breath.
Yeah, apparently this is attainable for us, even though we're not in our lands.
Don't you want your name to be glorified through the ages? Without a bard to trumpet your feats, that simply wouldn't happen. But just imagine, noble Valerie, daring protector of the stolen lands.
What is that? The title of a poem? Sounds more like an epitaph. I'm starting to think you're not even going to let me rest in peace.
So now that we have a good perception, we actually uncovered that location. Let's head on down. Sadly, you can't build a bridge here, which would be super useful. At least from what I know. As I mentioned, I never researched curses in this game. And I don't know if like researching the curse of Davik Nettle actually would allow you to build a bridge or something. I never looked it up and never bothered. But it is a curious thing. Yeah, I have met an artisan. His name is Bokken. I'm gonna build this thing here. I'm gonna call it River Bring, because it's next to a river. I'm gonna try to name them all, even though they have like default names. Okay. Longhouse. Yeah, see, look. Humble shop. Boom. Oh shit. Just in case, I'm gonna buy, I don't know, 90. Oh, I should buy some, but I do want that bag of holding. Merchants is the capital. New merchants have arrived in the capital. Trade taxes. Mysterious cult. Cool. Let's enter the capital. Hearth. Oh god, that's glitched. The walls have glitched. I don't know. Don't know why it's like that. But we are back at the capital. I'm probably gonna sell some junk to Hasaf. We'll see. I think being neutral good just makes it look, makes the location be more fair. Fair-like. See what you have. Still not enough. Cry. Getting close. I believe this new merchant is here? No, he's not. Then I guess it's just treating... because I know Zarsi is actually not a base game merchant. They added it later on. So it might be Zarsi. But anyways, I'm going to end the episode right here. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'm sticking around for the next episode of Recording Session, and I shall see you then. Bye-bye!